So I watched the Donald Trump documentary last night on YouTube. I think it's about an hour and 40 minutes long. Wanted to tell you a little bit about what I know about business and real estate. My father's been investing in real estate, single family homes since I was, I think, 4 or 5 years old. I remember collecting rent when I was 5. He still owns that original property and it's still rented. The Trump documentary, I think what I've learned from it and a lot of other businesses, I've read over 200 real estate investment books. The best one is Mobile Home Wealth by a guy named Zeviel, a Jewish guy. And it has a lot of math in it, like word problems. I think if you can grasp that, then you can pretty much run a really good real estate business. Trump, with his turnaround projects, it doesn't say a lot about his early life other than I think his father, he calls it a teeny weeny bit of money. I think it was $1 million or $2 million. He went to Manhattan, and according to the documentary, anybody that bought in that area made out really well. I believe it was in the 70s. The first project he has, I think he owes his success to his minister, his father, for taking him to listening to the positive seminars every Saturday, or Sunday rather, as sermons. You have to believe that you can do something before you can actually do it. I know at Apple, probably the other three, Google, Amazon, Facebook, when they hire an engineer, Steve Jobs famously said, he asked some, this is a, I know of your projects you're working on, this is a project we want you to do, can you do it? And the first thing is you have to believe that you can do whatever it is that you're trying to do. Otherwise, your mind will prevent you from accomplishing whatever task it is. So if they answered no, they would say, okay, sorry, we can't hire you. You need to find something else that you believe you can do. So that's where he started. I'd like to know more about from loan until his first large project with his first ex-wife. I give her a lot of credit for him and his success because she was the project manager. I think they did $160 million renovation on their first, I think it's called Mar-a-Lago. It was some famous hotel in New York. And she spent $30 million, it says in the video, that she bought pink marble from Italy to do the whole lobby and I think the first 3 floors, which is still there. But she was hands-on. It looked like in the video that she was there 24/7, that it was her project. And I'm not so sure about his second wife, but his third wife that he's married to now, Melania, she seems like a very intelligent woman, but it doesn't seem like she does a lot of the projects. I think it's mostly his kids now. But the most interesting part of the documentary was when he went bankrupt and he had the properties in New Jersey, the casinos. He had 3 executives working for him. And this is a pattern I've seen over and over. I think what you need to do is have to get the money to invest and then be willing to move ahead in the project, get something that people are buying so you have a profit, and then hire the best people you can. I think those were all MBA, Wharton top students that probably came from successful families that were kind of doing the same thing. And basically, just like any other employee, this is from Brian Tracy, you tell them, we'll do profit sharing. I'm going to pay you well. You'll have a job, but you've got to bring in more money than what I'm actually paying you. That's the reason I have an employee. So confidence would be the first thing. And the other thing was the 3 executives that Trump had working for him were on a helicopter to meet him at a business project, and it crashed, and they all died. And I think he was bankrupt within a month. And not in the documentary, but somewhere else, maybe it's The Art of the Deal, I've read several years ago, or some other documentary, that he was $2.7 billion in debt. And when the bankers came and says, we're taking everything you own, you're bankrupt, we want our money. He basically negotiated with them and said, I'll be able to pay you back in 2 or 3 years. Let me come up with a bankruptcy plan. He got the city of New York to give him a 40-year, I think, free bonds or something against the hotel, where he didn't have to pay taxes, and they actually loaned him money in advance to, I don't know, turn around that business. He ended up selling all 3 of the casinos, his $30 million yacht that he bought from the wealthiest guy in the world, according to the documentary, that I think was worth $100 million or maybe $300 million. So he got it for pennies on the dollar, and his personal jet. And he also got, on top of the $300 million additional loan, which took him to $3 billion in debt, he said he needed $60,000 a month in order to maintain the lifestyle that he was already living, so he could meet with the people that he needed to meet with in order to live the lifestyle he was living to pay the bankers back. And in a few years, somehow he did that. They don't go into a lot of detail with that. My own personal experience with that is, I think that's another key. So you got to get the team. Once you already got somebody generating revenue, either from profits from something you're selling or renting, and hire the best people. I've heard that over and over. Have a team, which just means more than one, and be willing to believe that you can do it. A few years ago, I actually went on a site, which you can still look up. I went on there maybe a week ago, called loopnet.com, where they have commercial real estate. And I had read all these real estate books and thought I was going to invest in real estate. So I wanted to go big, go home, big as you can. I found 9 apartment buildings in lower Manhattan that were up for sale for $100 million. And my goal was to come up with an interior design for one, and then just kind of copy that for each building and go round and round. I don't know how long it would take me, 10 or 20, 30 years, however long. Now I believe I would partner with some kind of expert, maybe somebody that works for Donald Trump, or I think his ex-wife still has a firm in New York, or Barbara Cohen from Shark Tank that started a $1 billion real estate empire with a $1,000 loan. So that's one way to do it if you're going to go big. I don't know if you could actually do this in other countries. Maybe America is unique this way, but that's what I got from the documentaries. I keep thinking that I may want to invest in single-family homes, and I keep reading it's better to do a double and live in one unit, or a quad and rent 3 out and kind of manage it that way. Real estate is, from everything I've read, has a 9 to 12% return, and I've been getting better than that in the stock market, so I don't really see the advantage. I don't know a lot about the tax structure. I also thought that you may want to see a tax attorney and a CPA and ask them about some of this, but hopefully I'll be doing something along those lines in the future, and I'll make another video about that. Please like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if there's any videos that are related to anything. If you Google my name, Jason Bulsa, B-U-L-S-A, that I've done in the past, I'll be happy to make another one for you. If you can give me some kind of direction to something you're really interested in seeing that I might know something about. And I guess that's it for now. I guess unless you're looking for a real estate partner, contact me. And let me know if you have any other thoughts on the documentary, something I missed, something you think I'm completely off on. Happy